Choice Hotels get you more for your money so you can maximize any road trip. Like these road trippers making waffles and eating fresh fruit in their natural habitat. The breakfast area at a Comfort Inn. I just love seeing a vacation maximized in the wild. Check into more. Book direct at choicehotels.com.
Sign up for my free daily newsletter, The Current, at getkim.com. Before you post a photo on social, do you edit it?
Oh, like you mean put filters in it to make me look prettier?
Yeah.
No.
Give yourself like more hair. Any hair?
No. I may edit, like crop it down so it's instead
but
of.
You don't do a whole bunch of filters and things?
No. I look like this is what I look like. If you're watching on YouTube, this is it. It's not going to get better than this.
This is what I look like.
Yeah.
This is, well, it's pretty amazing. I'm kidding. So what percentage of photos do you think that go up untouched? No filters, nothing.
I'll go with 50%.
You're too high.
40?
Too high.
30?
Too high.
20?
About 18 to 20% of all photos go untouched.
We are so vain.
Well, think about it. I mean, you take like 100 pictures to get just that one shot.
And then you edit it?
And so it looks better. It looks so good.
Is this everybody, or are we just talking about like people, like brand accounts and influencers?
No, this is just the average Joe.
Every single person. Yeah. 82% of all people run it through some sort of filtration before they post it online.
Exactly.
Well, then nobody looks like what they look like.
That's why AI doesn't know what anybody looks like.
Exactly. That's why we have 6 fingers.
That's what I call, you know what I call Maddie and Joe?
What?
Sharecroppers.
Why?
Because there's 2 people editing a photo. Sharecropper.
So
get it? Did you get it?
Did you look that up?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
I did. I was like, I need a joke about photos. And ChatGPT came back and said, when 2 people edit a photo, they're called sharecroppers.
See, you should have done the setup better for that.
What?
Because you should have said, Maddie and Joe edit all of my photos for the show, and they do it together, and that's why I have a nickname for them. What's the nickname? Sharecroppers. Then I would have got it.
Oh,
you want to try it? Take 2?
Nah.
All right, fine.
Just move on. Because after all, this is called The Current Podcast. Why? Because I have a newsletter called The Current. Funny how that works. And about 650,000 folks start their day with my free newsletter, so that this way they are always tech smart, never left tech behind in the digital dust. And if you're looking for the Kim Komando Show, wherever you get your podcasts, just head over and search for Komando with a K, of course.
And if you're just listening to the audio version of the show, we do this on YouTube as well. If you want to know how unattractive I actually am, because there's no filters, this is a raw and real Kim Komando. This is reality TV at its best.
I know, because your head's shiny.
Yeah, I didn't shave this weekend. I should have. It's a little fuzzy, actually. You want to come feel it?
No.
All right. Just go over to YouTube, youtube.com/Kim Komando. Make sure you subscribe, because if you do, then anytime we post a new reel or go live, a new video, put a show up, you'll get the little bell notification.
Ding,
it
ding,
also
ding, ding.
helps the algorithm, so we get more followers, and we'll keep doing this for everybody.
Did you just hear that motorcycle?
I did. Soundproof Studios in Phoenix, Arizona.
Wow. I thought maybe there was something happening inside the studio.
Where is that too? I mean, because the street's that way. So that was the alley? That's interesting. It did. It went right behind you. There may have been a bank robbery.
You never know. What do you got coming up?
We have advice people are seeking because they can't get a therapist. They're using a online resource. I bet you can't guess what it is.
I don't know. Does it have an A and I in it?
It does. All right, you can guess. Darn it.
Did you see that report on the Sun? Well, first of all, the Sun.
The newspaper, the Sun?
Yes.
All right.
It's always out there.
It's that. The Sun is the one where people who read the Daily Mail think, oh, that's garbage. That's a trash rag.
Well, I totally clicked the bait. Okay. That said, because of artificial intelligence, the world is going to pretty much end in the year 2300.
No, that's way too early.
Because it said that there would only be like 70 million people on the entire planet.
We're going to go from 7 billion to 70 million.
Yeah, because people won't be having kids.
We'll find another way. We'll have AI make them. We'll concoct them in test tubes, or they'll be half robot.
But meanwhile, down here at Earth, do you have any unpaid tolls?
No, but I get a bunch of text messages about it.
Exactly. I got to warn people about that. DMVs all throughout the country saying that you're getting these scammy text messages that you owe money because you went through a toll road, and these are traffic fines. And if you don't pay up, they are going to take your license away.
Bum, bum, bum.
And so I'm actually getting notes from people saying, is this legit?
Oh, gosh. If you have to question it, then that means you probably didn't go through a toll. So that means you probably don't owe anybody anything.
And they don't need your social security number.
Not to pay a toll.
Just saying. Meanwhile, there's a whole bunch of premium AI tools out there because people are searching. As a matter of fact, Barry asked me for his help.
Okay.
For my help. And he wanted to put ChatGPT on his iMac.
Okay.
You can have like an extension.
Oh, okay. All right.
So it kind of runs because he came over to my computer and I have like chat running like in its own little window and everything like that instead of in a tab.
What browser do you use on your Mac?
Chrome.
So it would be a Chrome extension.
It's a Chrome extension. So he wanted to put that in. And so I go over to his computer and he's like, well, I'm going to download this extension. I'm like, that's not OpenAI. He said,
the digital goddess's husband almost downloaded a virus on your entire home computer.
And it says AI on it. He's like, it's not. I said, no, that is not the official. I said, they do try to trick you because it kind of looks a little bit like the OpenAI logo.
Of course.
And then it wanted to charge him $14.99 a month.
For an extension? And he doesn't. Oh, this is so frustrating.
Oh, wait, it gets worse.
He's tech savvy, though.
Oh, wait, it gets worse. He's paying for 2 OpenAI accounts every month.
Because he forgot that he already had one?
Yes.
Oh, Barry.
Under 2 different email addresses.
How did you find this out?
Because as I was trying to set up the extension, I did like the little drop down, and it said, "Do you want to use this Barry Young address or this Barry Young address?" Under the save passwords.
That one's a little excusable. Sure, we all have probably subscriptions that we forgot we paid for or whatever. But that he was going to download malware.
Another one.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So there's a whole slew of them out there.
Mm-hmm.
And steal your logins, give you malware. So you really need to pay attention. I mean, you just do. Because, yeah, right. He's tech savvy.
He is. I mean, he's not illiterate when it comes to this.
And then I said, so what are you doing? I mean, just to give you an idea what he was doing on his computer. I said, what is it that you're doing? He said, oh, I'm taking my flight instructor exam.
Oh.
So, I mean, he's been a flight instructor for a long time.
That's what I was saying.
And so, but I mean, I just think it was ironic that here he's taking an exam to be a flight instructor.
Right. You can fly a plane, but you can't download an extension.
Just bad stuff.
How come he should have asked ChatGPT, where do I go to get the extension? And he'd have been fine. And he would have looked like a genius because he wouldn't need your help.
I was thinking, I asked him, I said, so are you going to cheat on the exams? Because you have ChatGPT right there.
Mm-hmm.
He said no.
Oh.
Just for reference.
He was going to reference. That's cheating.
Hey, guess what turned 10 the other day?
What turned 10? What, 2015? I have no idea.
Google Photos.
That's it?
Yep. Happy 10th birthday. And so now, if you want to remove, I know you might find this handy.
Okay.
If you want to remove your ex from any photos, you just circle the person and they go,
pop, gone.
Bye-bye.
I just delete those photos altogether.
Now you can just, imagine if you could like delete the alimony payment like that.
That was that easy.
One time Barry was paying off with some payment to his ex-wife. And my mother came in and said, what are you doing? And he was writing a check. And he said, oh, I got to make this payment. And my mother looked at him and said, kind of like paying for a dead racehorse, huh?
Oh, God. That's hilarious.
You can also reimagine. That's where you can circle part of a photo.
Okay.
And then it will redo the whole reality behind you.
Are they offering all of this for free?
Yes.
So that means that whatever, they need your photos.
They do.
Because they need this input so they can put it in their AI chatbot So they're just gathering information. So they're offering all these new features,
Exactly.
bells and whistles, so that you load as many photos as possible because they want them.
Not available on iPhone yet,
No, okay.
but coming soon. There is a fake Facebook event disguised as a genius level math contest.
Okay.
It's been the top post on Facebook for about 6 months. It has racked up 115 million views. And people are arguing about a fake equation in the comments, going back and forth, back and forth. This whole thing is just a trap.
To
Get you to go to a site in order for you to sign up for something, and then they're going to scam you. 115 million views. One of the top posts on Facebook. Where are you, Mark Zuckerberg?
Well, they're trying. I mean, they have a lot of things that are happening that are really bad on Facebook. They can't tackle them all at once. There's so much. Facebook is the wild, wild west.
I haven't been on there lately. What's going on?
I don't go on there either. I
Yeah?
haven't been on there either. No, I mean, I post for work and stuff, but that's about it.
Perplexity, speaking of Google. Did you hear what they dropped the other day?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so with Perplexity, you can now create your own website using Perplexity. You can do documents and presentations and spreadsheets on Perplexity.
This is not new anywhere else.
$20 a month.
Well, that's ChatGPT's been doing that forever.
No, it's kind of like a Google now. Perplexity is like turning itself into so that it can be your one source for everything.
Right. I already have a one source.
No, not like that. I mean, you can have ChatGPT make a presentation,
Right.
and you can have Perplexity make a presentation,
Right.
but not have like your own little folders and stuff.
I don't need folders.
Okay.
If this is your sales pitch, boy, is this.
Okay, well, I don't use it. I just
Yeah.
hang out at ChatGPT. I
Fair.
may go to Perplexity to double check an answer.
Will you?
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting. I never thought about cross-referencing.
Yes, because I was working on some trivia questions for the newsletter,
Mm-hmm.
and there was one about the Apollo 11 that it only had 4K of RAM.
Wow, that's nothing.
Okay. And so what item would have more computing power today than in 1969 on that Apollo 11 capsule?
My microwave?
That was an option.
Okay.
Microwave, a digital scale, kitchen scale, a TV remote, or one of those Hallmark greeting cards that are like $20
Yeah, it's
that
like,
sings. Yeah, exactly. Okay. So which item has more computing power?
I would say all of them.
Exactly. But ChatGPT said the singing birthday card.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, yeah, but that doesn't make sense because all of them.
You're right. The microwave has more than the singing birthday card.
All of the above. All right. So, I forgot to tell people to sign up for our contest.
Please do.
It's the Pay It Forward Challenge. You're going to love this. You get to win $500, and then you tell me, hey, Kim Commando, so-and-so needs $500. Not Andrew, because he can't win.
I could be paid forward. I wouldn't be the winner. So the contest would still be legal.
I think they probably want to give it to somebody better.
I no doubt they want to give it to somebody better.
So you want to go to winfromkim.com. Once again, winfromkim.com.
Building a website used to mean hiring a pricey designer or learning to code. Not anymore. With Framer, you can design stunning, interactive websites. No coding needed. Just drag, drop, and publish like a pro. Framer is the design-first, no-code website builder that lets anyone ship a production-ready site in minutes. It's free to get started, and you can browse over 700 pixel-perfect templates or design from a totally blank canvas. Real-time collaboration means your writer, designer, and marketer can all tweak the same page at once. Built-in AI, it handles the heavy lifting, generates starter layouts, auto-translates your entire site to any language, and even suggests on-brand color palettes. Behind the scenes, you get a fast, mobile-friendly site with secure hosting, built-in SEO, easy content editing, and privacy-friendly analytics. Ready to build a site that looks hand-coded without hiring a developer? Start free today at Framer.com and use promo code Kim. Go to Framer.com and use promo code Kim to start building a site for free. Get this. Here in the United States, Netflix offers about 7,000 titles, but worldwide, they have over 18,000. That's why here in the United States, we have to shell out for multiple streaming services because your favorite movies and shows are spread between them all. But there is a way to access all that content, and that's with ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN is an app allowing you to change your location to 105 different countries, so you can see what Netflix looks like on the other side of the world by simply changing your location. And then you get access to all the titles you cannot find here in the U.S. It works with any streaming service, like Hulu and Max too. ExpressVPN also keeps your online info safe and secure anytime you're on public Wi-Fi. ExpressVPN is easy to use in just one click on any device. And right now, use my link to get 4 extra months of ExpressVPN for free. Go to expressvpn.com/Kim. expressvpn.com/Kim.
All right. You want to do fire sticks or therapists?
Therapists.
Okay.
There's a growing trend among, and it's weird the age group that's doing this. It's late 20s to early 40s. That instead of going to their therapist, or in addition to going to their therapist, they're turning to ChatGPT for therapy. Intimate conversations on demand for therapy with the things that are going on.
Well, let's think about this. In the 20s, you're worried about relationships.
Sure.
Money.
Absolutely.
Career.
30s, you're worried about money. 40s, you're worried about money. 50s, you're worried about,
Career. Family.
Correct.
Like parents, taking care of parents. So I guess they're hopping online talking about that.
Well, they're arguing now. The therapists are coming out and saying, obviously this is not a good thing because it's AI, and AI doesn't have the touch and insight that a human would. Also, it doesn't have the emotional connection that you can get with your therapist.
I've never had it. I've only gone to therapy twice in my life.
That's why you've never had an emotional connection. You've only been twice. You didn't go on 2 dates with Barry and then we're connected well, I kind of did. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you did.
Is that
you're like, oh yeah, this is the one. And I'm like, Andrew, you had coffee. You're like, oh, Kim, this is going to be the best person ever for me for the rest of my life.
So this is the argument that the therapist is making. Everyone else on the other side, the people that are using it, they're saying, we have to do this. One, we can't afford therapy right now. With whatever is going on in the economy, $180 a session, I can't afford this.
It's very expensive.
It is expensive. And sometimes, but things that are necessary and are very helpful are expensive sometimes. They're also saying it's on demand. If it's 2:00 in the morning and I'm having an anxiety spiral, ChatGPT is there for me. You're not. You have operating hours. But then the third thing that they're really complaining about is there's such a long line to get into therapy. Is that some people are waiting between a month to 8 months to get even their first appointment.
That's a long time.
And if today is really bad and you are really, really, really in trouble.
I think that's great.
If it's a supplement, I think it's great. I don't know if it will. We talked about last week. 25% of jobs are going to be replaced by AI. Right. What, in 18 months was the story we saw? Is this another one that's going to get replaced? The therapist?
Yeah, I talked to my niece and her boyfriend about that.
Okay.
Because they're both going to be therapists. And I said, you better get another type of career going with that because...
Were they insulted by that?
Well, her boyfriend, Aiden, said, well, I'm going to get a business degree too, a marketing degree. Well, I used AI as a therapist. I did.
For a certain issue.
Yeah, I was feeling really, I was so close to my mother. Mm-hmm. And I was feeling really, like, how grief comes in waves.
Absolutely.
And I was sitting there, and I don't know what caused me to think about it, but I got really sad. And I didn't want to go talk to Barry and Ian about it.
Okay.
Because that's normally what I would do.
But also sometimes the people closest to you, they kind of just say, oh, you're fine. You'll be all right. Or they try to join in your sadness. And you don't want a group sitting around being sad.
Yeah, and I know what they would say.
Right, because you've been there, done that.
Yes.
They've grieved with you.
Yes. So I went on and I actually felt better. I mean,
sure. I think it's all about how you approach it, though. Like if you went to ChatGPT and said, what are some documented things I can do to help with the depression of a loved one right now? I think that's fine because you're opening a toolbox and getting out tools for self-help. Mm-hmm. But if you're asking ChatGPT for opinions, you have to understand that those opinions are just being scraped from the internet from other people posting online. And we've all been online. People who post online are wackadoos.
Wackadoos is the technical
Yes,
term.
absolutely. Didn't mean to get too medical. I
Not
apologize.
wackadoodles.
No.
Now wackadoos.
So I think it can be in addition to. Now, another argument that the 20-somethings...
No, wait, before you leave that.
Yeah.
It gave me opinion.
It did give you an opinion.
Yes.
Okay.
It said, you were there, you did everything that you could, and you should never look back and, look forward. Your mother wouldn't want you to be sitting here all sad, and she would give you a kick in the butt to get you started. And,
but when you got all that information, did you ever think, well, what's the source? Where is it getting? Or did you just take it in, helped you feel better, and moved on?
I just took it in. And then the next day at dinner, I talked to Barry and Ian about it.
Okay.
And I said, this is going to sound really weird. And then I told them everything that ChatGPT told me. And then Ian looked at me and he said, we say that to you all the time.
Sure. But sometimes a different delivery method is what you need.
Yes. So anyway, it did give me an opinion.
One of the other points that they were making is that ChatGPT has collected more resources than any one therapist. We're in Phoenix, Arizona. You go and talk to Dr. Joe Smith in Gilbert. You're only going to get Dr. Joe Smith's history, background, research, education.
Correct.
ChatGPT supposedly would have the education, history, and background of every therapist that's ever posted anything, all the papers that are posted online. So that is kind of a selling point.
It is. And I like that you don't have to talk to a person.
Yeah.
Because the one time that I did go to therapy, I kind of felt that, well, I actually told her this. I kind of felt like she was taking sides.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like a family session that we went to, because when teenagers and all that other stuff. Sure. And it was actually my idea. I'm like, maybe we need to go to a family group session. And Barry's like, oh no. And I'm like, let's just go a couple of times. So we went 2 times. And the second time Ian said to her something to the extent of, you're just saying this so that this way we get upset at each other. And then this way we have to keep coming back. So you keep making more money.
That's hilarious.
And, my first impression when he said that, I was like, oh, wow, that's a little harsh. And then I'm thinking I got home and we were in the kitchen and the 3 of us were talking about it. And, I think you're right.
But that's a bad therapist. If that's really their motive, is to make sure that you have piled problems on top of problems so they keep cashing a check, that's a bad therapist.
Yes.
And, the best therapists I've ever had are ones that don't give an opinion at all. It's just constant questions. So you have to internalize everything and say it out loud with the answer. That's one of the best forms of therapy I've ever had. But people are also saying that even though therapists, like you said, are supposed to be indifferent or supportive,
this one was not,
or whatever, they know with ChatGPT it's ones and zeros in there, and there's no chance that it's going to be human influence. Like you said, maybe even if it is to drive more revenue.
Well, I think if there's something on your mind, that you should just ask Chat. And maybe it doesn't have the right answer. Maybe it's an answer you don't like. But it's better than just keep pushing it down.
Absolutely.
And keep pushing it down, keep pushing it down.
If you have no other resource.
Right.
Absolutely.
Or like me, I didn't want to go tell them that I was sad.
Mm-hmm.
Because Barry, I mean, if he thinks I'm even if I'm even the slightest bit off.
Right.
It's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What did I do?
Or he's going to try and fix it.
Yes.
And maybe it wasn't fixable.
And sometimes you just want to be left alone.
Right. And also we call them crying sessions or poor baby sessions, where sometimes people just need you to come up and they tell you everything that's going on. They don't need advice. They just need you to go, oh, poor baby.
Yes, that's right.
I feel that's awful. I'm sorry. And just living it with them. Sometimes people just need that. That's something ChatGPT could offer. Poor baby.
Yes, poor baby. But sometimes you do need the human interaction. I went over a friend's house yesterday. And she's a neighbor. And
she just got downgraded from friend to neighbor. That was really fast.
Well, I wanted to say, she's a friend She's a neighbor. She's a friend and a neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I wanted to say neighbor because I stopped by to check on her.
Okay.
And so, and I really enjoy her. I think she's an amazing person. She's an amazing individual. She's so kind. She's so sweet. And she makes cookies for Barry. So Barry and Ian will both say to me, "Are you going over our house?"
Can I put it in order?
Yeah. And she's just really a wonderful, has had such an interesting life. And I had no idea. I didn't know when I went over there yesterday that it's been a year since her husband passed away.
Oh.
And all I did was text her and say, "Hey, I'm on my way over." And she's like, "I'm still in bed." And I'm like, "You better get your butt out of bed right now." Because
But you had no idea that
no,
why she was still in bed. It was because
she was depressed. She was sad.
A rough day.
And so we sat down and we, was talking about everything. And then it was like probably like maybe 10 minutes in the conversation. She's like, "Today's the day." And then, and then we talked about him and how much she missed him and dreams that she was having about him and all this other stuff. I think that conversation is better with a person than with a ChatGPT.
So what we're saying, it's a tool. Use it as a tool.
Yes, it's a tool. It is a tool. So instead of making a presentation, you can just,
I need a spreadsheet. Also, tell me about my mother.
Why does Elon Musk need therapy?
If you watch the news lately, we got so many things to choose from. But I don't know why, Kim. Why?
He has never stopped wanting his ex. All right. So when you're on a flight, do you pay for the Wi-Fi?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
How much did you pay last time?
I don't know. What's like? I don't even know. Is it like $5.99 or something like that?
Depends. $14.99.
Okay.
$19.99.
Don't care.
One time I had to pay. I made the mistake. It was like I was on American Airlines,
Mhm.
and it was $19.99, and it's per device. And
Ooh,
so
you couldn't have anyone else hook up. You're looking at what, $60 right there?
Yes, per device. And so I actually signed it on my phone,
Oh no!
and so then I ended up paying on my laptop too.
What about the iPad?
No.
But then
Barry had to pay $20 for his iPad.
Well, that's smart. That's
And
a good
then
money
$20
making.
for his phone.
Of course.
And all this other stuff.
Now, wait a minute. You said that you made the mistake. If you'd have known it was per device, you would have only done the laptop.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I was only needed to work. And the American Airlines, their Wi-Fi is always so crappy. It's just the worst.
And today's current podcast is brought to you by American Airlines.
Now,
Our Wi-Fi, always so crappy.
Hawaiian Airlines has Starlink.
Okay.
And
Is this
so
new? How new is this?
It's relatively new.
Okay.
So I'm checking us in. And it's like, oh, Starlink. And I'm thinking to myself, this is going to be amazing. I can go from Phoenix to Maui on Starlink. I'm going to get so much work done.
Right.
So much work done. So I hop into my seat. I don't know if you do this, but when I get into the airline seat, I kind of arrange it.
Yeah,
I
get
know
ready.
because I'm going to be sitting there for 6.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So I take out my laptop and my charger and my phone and then my headphones and my earpods and AirPods or whatever else that I have.
You got your pocket things, the things that are going to go in the pocket in front of you.
Everything's all there, just all arranged. So I'm sitting there and we get up in the air and I'm trying to get onto the Wi-Fi. And then I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Digital goddess.
And it has the Wi-Fi logo and the little Starlink there. And Gal comes over and, asked me if I want a Mai Tai. I'm like, absolutely. And got my laptop going. And I said, so where's the Wi-Fi? He's like, it's not on this plane yet.
Oh, no. Did they have the old one?
No.
They didn't have any Wi-Fi?
Nothing.
Oh, boy.
She said, we're just rolling it out, Starlink on the planes. And I said, but why do I see the logo?
Well, it was rolled out a little bit. It just wasn't rolled all the way.
So then I'm thinking, this is going to be great on the way home.
Why would you think you'd have it on the way home?
Because I called.
I apologize.
And I said, is there Starlink on the way home? Is there Starlink on the plane? And Gal says, absolutely. So on the way home, do the same thing. But first, I ask before I put everything all out. I'm not going to get...
Fool me once.
Okay.
Shame on you.
So I'm sitting there in the seat, and before I get everything out, I said, so is there Wi-Fi on this flight?
Mm-hmm. No.
This is, it's not working.
Oh.
And I had one bad Nicolas Cage movie.
That is a long flight.
Oh, man.
Did not have Wi-Fi.
But both ways, I should have been smarter. So you want to download anything offline.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you want to do that. But you can get free Wi-Fi on Delta,
Okay.
on JetBlue. Southwest Airlines is not free.
It's not free, but they have a lot of available options on Southwest for free. There's a lot of movies and TV shows. There's a couple of live television channels and a couple of music channels.
Yes.
On Southwest. So if you don't want to pay, but you didn't download anything, they can bail you out.
And and then they charge you like $8 a device.
Right, if you do decide to do the
Wi-Fi. Which is great.
It's not bad.
And now they're also charging for bags.
Yeah, I know. Didn't that just start this week?
Yeah, it's $35 for the first bag.
Right.
$45 for the second bag.
But now they're just like everybody else.
I know.
Like before because they're switching to assigned seats too.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, in 2026.
Oh, wow.
So they will just be like any other airline. There's no reason to fly Southwest over anybody else. You'll just go based on price.
I remember taking my mom on a Southwest Airlines flight years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And because we always flew United, because my dad worked for United. So I don't know, for some reason we were flying the Southwest. And she's looking at her, we get to right inside the plane, and she holds up the thing to her ticket, a number, to the flight attendant, and she's like, so where's seat 75? I'm like, no, Mom, that's not how it works.
Oh, that was her boarding order?
Yeah. No, not 75. You can get free or discounted Wi-Fi if you're using the right credit card.
Okay.
Southwest Airlines has a business card. You get a free login every single day. American Airlines has the Aviator Red. It gives you $25 in Wi-Fi statement credits. Whatever.
Well, wow. So you have to sign up for the device, pay for it, and then they'll credit you back $25.
And the same thing with United Airlines. They'll give you 25% back.
Only 25%?
Back on your Wi-Fi. If you have T-Mobile, you get free texting and Wi-Fi on Alaska, Delta, American, and United Airlines. And then you can also they have a monthly Wi-Fi subscription.
Now, let me ask. Oh, really?
Yes.
So if you're a frequent flyer, you can subscribe.
Right.
Let me ask you this one, though. Do you enjoy the fact that for 4 hours you can't get a text, or does it drive you crazy? Because sometimes I'm like,
it's nice.
No one can reach me. I can't reach anybody else. I'm going to sit here and play my stupid chess game, and I'm just going to exhale. And I like it.
There is that. There is that element of it. But after 4 hours, and 5 hours, and 6 hours,
you start to worry what's happening back down on ground.
Well, not just that. It's like I just think of like so many things I could be getting done, so many different things, especially with this newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
The newsletter is a big ask every day. I mean, there's so many different elements in that, and so it's nice to be able. So what I do is on Saturdays I write for like the whole next week.
Okay,
and so.
If your weekend is your most busiest day for the newsletter?
No, that's when I do a lot of the writing, yes.
Oh, okay.
So because I have to run a company.
Right.
Little things like that. That I can't sit here and write all day.
Okay.
So I get like the majority, probably 80% of the newsletters are done for the next week. And then I got to drop in news and...
Right, the more current stuff.
Because
the tips and stuff will be a tick today and 2 weeks from now.
Yes.
So you can pre-plan
that.
That makes sense.
So that's why, but man, I'll tell you. And when you get pokey Wi-Fi, it's bad.
Well, especially when you're expecting it.
Yes, I was all excited. I had everything all set out and everything. So then I just drank.
So we're talking. So we're talking about paying for Wi-Fi.
Yes,
but there's a lot of people still to this day, and I've stopped doing it. I used to be really guilty of it, but
I remember you in Napster days.
It was pretty bad. I mean, I'll admit to it. Hopefully, the statute of limitations has expired, but I was pretty bad with stealing stuff online.
You're like, oh God, I got everything.
Right.
I mean, you had every song known to mankind.
But we're still talking about billions of dollars.
Is the Pirate Bay still around?
That one in particular, no, but there's different ways, and a lot of it is streaming. So it's no more of downloading where you go on like a Napster, like you said, and you download a song or you download a movie and then you watch it offline. It's now all being streamed through these pirated websites. And these websites will go up. They'll have everything. They'll then get taken down. But an hour later, they're at a different, MikeyTV.io, everywhere on the internet. But did you know that 59% of the billions of dollars that is stolen every single year is accessed through Amazon Fire Sticks?
Wow. I didn't know that.
9%
Of all?
of all pirated, copywritten information is done through a Fire Stick.
Surprised they can't stop that.
Are you now?
Just saying.
So it's through these jailbroken Fire Sticks, especially the old ones. So if you ever go to sell a Fire Stick online, you're going to sell it in a nanosecond because the older ones are in demand because they're easily jailbroken. And then these pirated websites are put on there. So they are an app. They appear as an app on the Fire Stick. You just click on it and now you have every sport. Sports is one of the biggest ones too, especially in other parts of the world, not the US. There's so much soccer everywhere and soccer is expensive. And there's fans in the middle of...
How much are you spending? You're spending
a lot.
Crap load of money.
I am. And I'm a huge soccer fan. And I subscribe to Peacock, Paramount Plus, and Hulu Plus, ESPN Plus, just for soccer. So we're talking $130 a month just so I can watch soccer. And
how many games do you watch?
Oh, well, that European soccer is on at 4:00 in the morning. So on the weekends, I wake up at 4. I watch a couple of games before my children are even out of bed. And then I can be a dad for the rest of the day because I've already watched my sports. It's nice. But soccer is, what are you laughing at?
You didn't answer my question. How many games do you watch a month?
A month?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Probably 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday.
Oh, so you really are getting your money's worth.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I was thinking like you were paying $120
and
for
soccer's
like 2 games.
Quick. It's 90 minutes.
Oh.
The game's almost over before it starts. And there's no commercials in soccer games.
Oh, I might like that.
You wouldn't.
No.
So they're trying to figure out the Hollywood, the industry, the sports and broadcast. They're trying to tell Amazon, hey, throw us a bone. What's going on? Why can't you do
Especially
something?
because they have all those Amazon studios.
And I guarantee you right now, if we went on Amazon, we could purchase a pirated,
I'm sure you
jailbroken
Yes.
Fire Stick on Amazon.
Why are they? But it seems like they should be able to do something.
Well, they say they're working on it, but that's just like Facebook is working and trying to police themselves when it comes to posts and scams and false ads. They're not really. They just say they are. I don't know why, because you're right. That was the other point I was going to make. Amazon Prime is one of the things that's being pirated. Amazon is selling the device so someone can steal something from Amazon, and they're doing nothing about it.
Well, you can track everything's trackable.
Sure.
I mean, so somebody could conceivably come knocking on your door.
Right. Absolutely. I wouldn't do it. I stopped doing it because of the fear of malware and having my identity stolen. Because what is the thing you always say? If something's for free, then you're the product or whatever.
And then also, if it's on your network, it has access to everything on your network.
Correct. And we used to have someone that worked here that used pirated websites all the time for sports. And we would tell them, don't do this. This is bad. And he's like, well, it's free.
Yeah, well, piracy is killing the music industry.
Is it now?
Yes. Have you ever tried to play the guitar with a hook? Okay. That was a good one. Arr,
I liked it.
arr. Hey, on that happy note, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here. Make sure that you tell a few family members and friends to tap into the current newsletter. They can go to winfromkim.com because actually, when you enter our contest, you're automatically subscribed. And yes, you might be sitting here saying, well, Kim, I already get the newsletter. Can I still enter to win? Of course you can, silly. Go to winfromkim.com. Right, Andrew?
What's a pirate's favorite letter?
R?
You'd think it'd be R, but his heart belongs to the sea. You can use that one.
I like it. The delivery was the best.
Thank you.